Hello guys and welcome to my world. So, for the first time ever we are doing a survival, well I shouldn't say survival, I should say we're doing a command video. So, today I wanted to show you a little bit about what I can do with commands. And the first thing I thought of doing was relating it to Annihilation because I like the game, it's very good, and I thought I might create some of the kits in Minecraft. So, to show you the commands, I would need to get all the way over there to my commands section. But unfortunately, it is over the water and I don't want to swim all the way there. So let me just grab my handy dandy Iceman Kit, and for those who recognize it, should get the gist as to what I'm doing. And as you can see, we can walk on water now. Pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So I do apologize for the amount of lag that there is. That is my computer, and I'm only running very little RAM, let's just put it that way. So as you can see, the ice goes with me. Alright, I can walk around on ice, I can sprint on ice, sprint on the water I should say, and as you see there's a little bit of ice left over, but as you saw it disappear there, it's not actually ice. My game just doesn't render the ice changing water all at the same time. So as you can see, here is the amount of area that I'm covering. So I get a 5x5 square that goes underneath me, and it disappears as I walk away. Now, I will explain what these magical colors are in a second, but I just wanted to show you another feature that I can do. You can also ride animals, or horses. So because this is on a really fast clock over there, it does actually go fast enough so that I could ride my horse. It does not work if I try jumping with the horse because of something I'll explain a little bit later. Alright, so let's get off my horse here. Okay, let's explain how this works. Alright, so now we're here. As you can see on the right hand side, right here, we have a scoreboard. So this does involve scoreboards. I might do a tutorial later depending on how many people like what I'm doing here. But in every world you're going to just have to start it up. So we go Scoreboard Objectives. We're going to add something called Iceman. It can be whatever you want. And then we're going to make it a dummy objective. So you have to do this at the beginning to start it off, or this won't work. What we have here is, this is just putting it on the side so you can see it. But you can always hide it if you don't want it. So if I didn't want it there, I could just go like that. Poop, gone. But I will keep it there for demonstration purposes. Alright, so first of all we have our on and off button for the kit. So just like a kit selector, you would have a way of turning it on and a way of turning it off. So this is how I turn mine on. Let's just make sure I'm working here. Okay, good, I named it correctly. So as you can see on the right hand side, my Iceman score became a score of 1. So that means all these commands that are testing for number 1 have become number 1. So it reads correctly, and I get this little cool ice cube named Iceman. Alright? And if I want to turn it off, I can also do that, and my score goes back to 0, and I no longer will make the water change. Now, underneath here, I have a couple commands. This is the one that gives me the ice, and over here, this is the one that takes away the ice. Yeah, so I could have, you know, ice in my inventory if I wanted to, but this ice stands out from the other ice because it has a custom name, and if I'm stopping the kit, I keep the rest of my ice and only lose the one with the custom name. Alright, very good. This is running on a clock. As you can see, it's a fill clock, so this one fills above, this one fills below, and as you can see how fast it is, I break it, but because it's filling so quickly, it doesn't really matter. The ice machine. So this one right here is the only one that is really actually placing ice. The rest is just simply removing the ice. Alright, so it took me a while to figure out how to remove the ice because you can't do a radius around a certain point. And I didn't want to make a radius that was like, you know, 400 blocks because then you'd be taking out random pieces of ice. So this way I had it set it up, and I have different sections that each takes away part of the ice. So let's go into how these commands work. The first one is the ice machine, as I call it. So we're using an execute command here, and we're doing that at all players with a score of Iceman 1. So when it's turned on and I have the ice cube in my hand, we're going to fill right below the player, alright, with that score of 1. And this is really important here. You place ice, but you're only replacing water. Alright, so that's how when I walk around, it isn't, you see how this redstone block isn't being replaced, and when I walk around here, there isn't being ice placed everywhere. That means it's detecting for only water, and only water shall be replaced. So that's obviously very important. Then, as I said, every command block here will each have its own section, and I've colored them, right? So, you know, you got the light blue goes over in this section, so, you know, you'd have it in front and to the right, or whatever the coordinates are. You know, you got your positives and negatives and whatnots. And then, yeah, that's basically it. So that when these guys are testing for ice, so these ones, yeah, like I said, they're testing for ice, and right here, they are only replacing ice. So you're putting water, and you're replacing ice. Now, let's get a water bucket here. The reason why I put water 0, okay? So that's a damage value of 0, meaning if I were to place a water source here, as you can see, there are different ways that the water is going. Each one gets a different damage value. So, for simplicity's sake, I just left it as a water source. So, as you saw when I was running on the ocean, or right here even, it just makes it, it just fills it in, and it fills it back in with a piece of water that isn't actually moving. Alright, so the problem with this is, if I go like this, you see how the water, hold on. If I go like this, and you see how all the water is flowing, right? Now, if you notice, it's not full at the top, alright, until I come over here and say, oops, now it's full at the top, right? Because I'm only replacing with a damage value of 0. So now we have a full pond over there, and I've only placed one water source. So that's one of the problems with this. Now, the yellow one here is a special one because in creative mode, I like to fly, right? So if I'm going here, and I drop down, normally, all these blocks only cover on a one-dimensional or a two-dimensional surface. This yellow square covers the bottom so that when I fly away, it will replace all the ice with water underneath me. 3 blocks underneath me, because if I did 2, as I would be jumping, the water would be replaced with ice and I fall through the ice. So that just about covers it. There's only one other problem, is if I want ice, right? If I want to place some ice, I cannot, because there's no way to differentiate the ice that the command block is placing to the command that this water here is being placed by, or this ice, excuse me. So when I place ice, it treats it the same as if it were ice being placed from the Iceman. So that is the only downside to this, but overall I think it works great, as you saw in the other world. I mean, it's very fluent, and you can even ride horses, which is a cool bonus. I hope you guys like this video. If you want to see more, as you can see there, I'm working on the Scoreboard kit. Let me know, and if you have suggestions for future videos, I would be happy to give it a shot. I'm not the best redstoner, but practice makes perfect, I guess. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you hit that like and subscribe button.